welcome everybody to the Heroes Era. Thanks for joining us. We got all our players with us. Everybody's looking good, sounding good. How's everybody doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Second week of college, so we're going on strong.
Aw.
Yeah. So you got classes.
So fast.
You got classes in person now, huh, buddy?
We got about 20 people that show up every day. You got masks. I don't know why I pronounced that weirdly. And no one. Well, it's not like when we're together in groups doing lab stuff, we tend to still, pull them off to talk. And our teacher is hard of hearing too, and he can't speak well with a mask on. So we follow the rules mostly.
All right. Yeah. Safety first, or at least second. So that's cool.
Well, we are a safe distance when we do it.
It's nice to hear that you guys are like back in class and whatnot, at least.
Well, I'm becoming an auto technician, and there's no way you can teach that online. So I don't know what it's like for other classes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But for mine, it's at least in person, because I don't know how you would teach that without being in class.
Yeah, that would probably not go down well.
Nope.
Just taking a moment to line up my player images on my other screens here. So,
Awesome.
Yeah. So sorry, just bear with me a moment.
Good. I start classes next week, I think, Bodie. I'm going back to uni part-time.
What are you doing?
I've been working on my degree in computer and information systems for like 3 or 4 years, just chipping away.
So you'll be the IT guy for the stream then, knowing what's wrong.
No, I'm more like a programmer, as opposed to the IT.
So you're gonna make cool overlays for us then.
Maybe one day. I'd like to kind of figure out a way to build a program where Ben can use that heads-up display with the Final Fantasy stuff, and then change our hit points. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. I actually put in some text boxes, so I'm going to try to track that this combat. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, nice.
See if it's feasible.
This combat.
Adjusting the
so there is combat.
Overlay, so. Dang it!
Spoiler alert!
I've already said too much.
Sorry,
so
everybody.
well,
now he's gonna kill us.
I hope not. That's not usually the plan, but sometimes it happens. So
Not usually the plan. Unless Silverado keeps stunning everybody, then he might.
I'm always the first to go down in combat. A trend.
Yeah, you'll probably outlive all of us. That's the irony of it.
I'm the undying monk.
Vincent's only still alive because he stays the heck out of the way. He gets caught in the line of fire one time, he's dead.
Well, that's the thing. How many hits from the giant did you take? 2?
Me?
Yeah.
It was giants. It could be anything. It would be either 2 or 1, but it took out like 20 hit points, and I only have 31. So it probably was just one boulder. If it was another one, I was dead.
Yeah,
then he got stunned.
You only have 31 hit points?
Yeah, man, I got that 12 constitution.
That doesn't add up, man.
I'm always I don't expect to go through
your
a
constitution's
battle.
a 12?
Yeah, it's a +1.
You just taking the average?
Yeah, I was like, Dex,
we're
Wisdom,
level 6.
everything else is a dump stat.
Right, so it'd be like 9.
Yeah, that's what I focus on mainly. My strength is 13.
You should be like 39, like at least 39.
Want to double check that, Bodie?
Let's see. So you're a D8. Your hit dice are D8, right?
I think I just use the table they give me.
All right. Welcome to our studio audience, where we teach you to figure out your hit points.
Figure out the hit points.
Okay, so level one, you get 8 plus your con, so you'd have 9 hit points.
9? Yes.
And then the average on that is 5 every level, so you'd have plus your thing, so you'd get 6 every level. So it'd be another 30. So yeah, you should have 39. Should be
have I just been not adding my con this entire time?
Okay.
Oh yeah, dude, you add your con every time.
Very
so
possible.
Instead of 31, it should be 39.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more alive.
There you go. So you can take two and a half hits.
Mm-hmm.
Bodhi has like a pretty strong grasp on the game, and I think we forget that he's a little bit of a noob to Dungeons and Dragons in general.
This is like how long have we been playing this game for? How long was this campaign so far? Like 3 months?
A few months now, yeah.
That's basically how long I've been playing.
Yeah.
On a consistent basis, leveling up.
Well, then with that, we are playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons, and we're telling a story, but we do not yet know how it will go. The players, the dungeon master, the dice, all of these will have a hand in how the game unfolds. This is the Heroes Era.
Like the transition. Good segue.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The quality stream today.
Welcome to Murphy's stream.
Here we go. So, actually, let's start by introducing the characters, and then, we'll start with Eric. Okay.
Hey, I'm Jason, playing Eric, fighter cleric. Loves to bash things in the knee. Can't believe we finally made Dunlop's Tavern.
And
been so long.
Vincent.
Hi, I'm Chris, playing Vincent, the Fallen Azamar warlock / divine soul sorcerer. That is a mouthful. The guy who's never felt evil, but has also never felt good, but is starting to feel like maybe he could be.
All right.
Good. Maybe he could be good.
I was waiting for that.
Sorry.
Don't leave us like that.
Maybe he could be something.
And Bodhi is Silverado.
Hi. I'm Bodhi, as he said. I'm Silverado, a wood elf monk from the forest. Happy-go-lucky guy. Very friendly to people. A bit too savage would be a good word in combat with what he does to people, specifically things that are taller and bigger than him, as those are his main targets since they kill him instantly. And he's a very odd man. He likes to do things that are not really easily predicted.
Yeah, definitely. That kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
So these are the three heroes, and last session we finally made it to Dunlop's Tavern. It's been a long journey through the mountains of the Hetlevin and also beneath them. And you met Dunlop, the proprietor of the city, and I believe we ended the session there. After your initial meeting with him, he gave you all some credits, and you were going to meet up in the morning to do whatever business needs to be done with this Chaos Stone.
Yes.
So we were given board. We were given rooms in the inn, I assume.
Yes, Dunlop put you up in some of the suites in his inn, and he's taking care of the expenses on that as well.
Mm. Are we all in separate rooms, or did we bunk together out of a habit?
You all can have separate rooms. And I know that off stream we discussed a few things that you all would be interested in, trying to procure.
Yes.
And this is pretty much the first city, friendly city that we've made it to. Any other city that we've gone by, we've been in, too much of a hurry, killing wizards, running from the law, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we've been going pretty much nonstop since episode 1.
We're taking off the Bonnie and Clyde checklist ever so slowly.
That's it, yeah.
So I remember at the end of the stream, Dunlop had introduced Silverado to, don't want to break kayfabe here, to his tailor. And the tailor was fashioning you several outfits. And so I wanted to just broach on a few of the the items that you guys are interested in. And so, as you're regaling him with tales of combat and your glory in combat, he seems impressed by your tenacity, but he also mentions that you seem to get knocked out a lot. And he wonders if it's because you refuse to wear any armor.
Hey, man. It's just not comfortable. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it would save me. Yeah, it would help a lot, but I just can't do it. I mean, I'm a wood boy. I gotta run around and jump off trees and stuff. I can't do that in chainmail plate. It's too heavy. I can't do it.
Well, what if I told you there was another option? The tailor tells you and explains that he's trained in the use of shield and armor since being introduced to Dunlop and since beginning working for him. But in his youth, he had a little bit of a wilder side as you did and didn't like to be held down. And he says, I do run a bit of a shop, so I'm not willing to necessarily give it to you for free, but I thought you might be interested in at least using it or checking it out. And he gives you these bracers of defense. And the deal with these is he trusts you enough to let you try them out, or you can buy them for half price from him. Half price would be 2,000 gold.
I look at these bracers and it's like, what are these? I mean, it's kind of armor. What do they do?
Well, they're designed to be worn on the arms, and they grant the wearer magical protection.
They had me at magic.
Nice.
Well, they're very powerful. Try them out, and if you like them, buy them from me. If not, though, I would really like to have them back.
I make like I fake out towards the door with them in my hands, and I look at him and I laugh and I say, I'm buying these. So you say $2,000?
Yes, I'm sorry I have to charge you, but they cost me a pretty penny myself. Usually I would sell these for 4,000.
Well, I thank you for the discount.
A friend of Dunlop's is a friend of mine, of course.
Yeah, he set me up with a line of credit. I don't know how all that works, but he said if I was gonna buy stuff, I said I should have the person send the bill to him.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, he told me. He sent a message when he referred you.
Yeah, it was like 1,500 something that he allotted me, and I know that's not enough to make up the difference. But I got some fat gold here for you.
Oh, perfect. Yes, I'll take coins. Anything with the dragon.
I hand him 500 in gold, and I say you can take the rest from Dunlop.
Very good, Silverado.
Nice.
I know he's good for it. Thank you.
I hope he is. He's like the owner of the town, isn't he?
Yes. Well.
And while I'm here, I have some things I'd like to also buy from you. I know you're a tailor, and I want you to, keep going with your practice. I have this suit, and I pull out the suit I got from when I murdered that couple back in Orgood's place.
Yes.
I don't remember if they were covered in blood or not. There was a lot of blood in that room, but
Oh my, you might want this cleaned up a bit, it seems.
and I don't know if this fits me. I would like for you to tailor it to me.
Would you like something new instead of the coat of a dead man?
It's a memento. I like to wear it sometimes, and I will get something new.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. If I can clean it up, then I'll give it back. But if I ruin it, then there are no promises. Blood is very hard to get out. This much? Oh.
I understand. It's going to be a hard job. And
you should always lead with, I got this off a guy and a girl that I killed. That was great.
Hey, you remember that couple I murdered?
That's it.
Yeah, they were like holding hands in bed, covered in blood. It was weird.
Oh
I stole their stuff though.
Oh man.
Well, anyway,
Sorry.
I would also like a nice. Do you have any? What's your selection of robes? What you got robe wise?
Well, Dunlop told me to set you up with a nice outfit. He didn't seem very impressed by your robe, but we do have comfortable robes. Let me set you up with a nice suit here, and then he'll be happy to outfit you with one fine suit or set of clothing for free on as a gift from Dunlop, and then you can purchase other items of clothing from him if you wish. And then with that, we'll go to Eric. So I know that you have some interest in different magical items.
You.
So one of them is a magical weapon, a magic pick.
I was looking for something to go along with this awesome hammer Oblivion that I've found on my travels.
Sure.
Absolutely.
So I was wondering, because you already possess a hammer that was forged by Dunlop.
It's true.
Going into the meeting with Dunlop, you didn't want Dunlop to know about you having this hammer because
that's absolutely Eric's right. little apprehensive. Not really sure if he trusts Dunlop yet because of the relationship with Orgood. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well,
I think.
Go ahead, Vincent.
No, I was just gonna say I think the hammer is in the haversack right now, isn't it?
No, I have it on me, but it just kind of have.
Oh no, that's right. You tucked it away.
I just have my clothes kind of just. Yeah, diligently kind of keeping it covered. I could have done that actually, but I didn't.
Hindsight and all.
Yeah.
Well, as your conversation with Dunlop is wrapping up, he says, I've had about enough of Commander Heroes. I want to get out of here. You look like a man that enjoys the forge, judging by you. And he gestures to your pick and your warhammer. He sees the hammers of them. He says, would you like to see a real forge in action?
Oh, I would love it. Yeah.
And Dunlop will take you out behind Dunlop's Tavern on the side of the cliff. There's the entrance to a mine. And there in the entrance, he has a forge built. And
awesome.
There are several blacksmiths at work in there, hammering away at weapons and tools. And he would
I'd just be in awe probably of it all.
He says, I heard of your exploits, and a man of such great exploits must wield a great weapon.
Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Your flattery is very nice. I haven't done much yet, but I thank you.
As well, you have brought this most powerful artifact to us, and that is quite a lot.
Fair enough. Yeah.
He begins showing you various weapons that he's crafted, and begins explaining to you that he's working on imbuing them with magic or innate magical abilities. And he asks if he might be able to see your tools of the trade.
The weapons that I use?
The weapons you wield, yes, the weapons that got you here. Well, don't be embarrassed, my friend. Maybe I'll have something similar to your liking.
Oh, okay.
Oh, would you?
Can I just roll an insight? I'm really struggling with whether or not I show him the hammer or not. I don't know what I can do to. It's kind of a battle in my own mind. Okay, yeah. Also, I'll just do it. I'll show them both. Sure. I'll kind of and then do like a flip where I flip it in my hand, so I hand him the handles.
He looks a bit surprised and reaches for the weapons, and he seems mostly interested in the magical hammer. Where did you get this?
I was gifted to me by one of my companions during our exploits.
Oh, well, they must have taken it from Orgood. Well, at least it is being put to use. You see here, this comes from my forge, and he shows you the butt of the handle, the crossed hammers with the D's as the heads of the hammers.
you've crafted one hell of a weapon. It's kept me alive, and my companions alive.
Well, it has much more power to it than I recall, and something different about it than I intended, but that is good news. At least it has been put to use.
There was a weird taint on it, and Brother Joffrey in down below where we were at Delrin Caillou actually blessed or removed a curse on it so that to amplify the blessing of the mother.
Yes, well, I loved my brother, but he was into dark magic, so that does not surprise me.
And I know in my hands it does. It's lighter and it's kind of receptive because of my faith in the mother. I'm not sure if that's your doing or was what Joffrey had done, but
I don't know. It seemed
cool.
a little unwieldy to me when I made it, but to be honest, I don't know I can do any better. But looking at this pick, you need something a little bit better to go along with that hammer. This pick just does not do it justice.
I crafted that myself, but that was an age ago now, it seems.
He says, well, not bad work, but we have some fine picks here. And he'll explain to you, you know, this is a business and he employs these blacksmiths. So as much as he would be, you know, love to give you a powerful weapon, he would ask that you purchase it for half price.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm totally on board for that. Yeah.
And so you can purchase it'll be just a +1 magic pick. And I had looked at the price, but not written it down. So, I think
you can make it up.
Whatever a +1, normal +1 item would be, you can purchase it for half price from him. And then another item that you had discussed was a belt of giant strength. So, I thought that you could maybe talk about that with Picard at a little bit later time when you meet up with him.
Absolutely.
You and him.
That sounds like a good idea.
You guys have been kind of discussing various magic items and researching things like that. So.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea for sure.
And
cool. Thank you.
Very good. And
yeah, so with that, I'll just thank you very much. I have to be honest. I was reluctant to show you the hammer, knowing the exploits that we had with Orgood, but I can see that your heart is definitely in the right place, and I can assure you that this hammer, and I hold it up. I've named it Oblivion, and it will only ever serve good from here on, regardless of what it was crafted for.
Well, I trust that will be the case. You seem like an honorable man.
Absolutely.
Have you visited the Temple of Therazessa yet?
I have not. No, we came right to see you. I would like to do that though.
Very good, and you'll want to get some rest. I've sent word to Strusram, and Strusram would like to meet before first light, if you'll be rested enough. She says she would like to begin the ritual at the first light of the dragon.
That sounds good. Yeah, we'll get rested and meet. I can do that. Well, for sure.
Okay.
She wants to do the ritual to destroy this chaos stone.
Well, to install
it in the altar.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. And then with that, we'll go over to Vincent.
Awesome.
And Vincent, you had sent me a request for a few different items, and I wasn't sure exactly how to approach it because in Gira, we don't really have a lot of magic shops. We have magic items, and then blacksmiths that can imbue items with magic and things like that. But you have been traveling.
No, I was saying my list was just a wish list overall. I think I mentioned to you in the thing. I don't expect to be like, oh, here's the 5 things you want.
Absolutely. No, I think it's a good list though, and I think all those items will come in handy. But I did want to kind of let you guys take advantage of the fact that you just made a pretty fat bounty and got to the first city. So I kind of picture as you're going about Dunlop's Tavern, as it's known, this city, you've taken note that just the uptown area is left. There are buildings, many kinds of buildings and shops. They seem to be being in the process of being rebuilt, but there are wares of all kinds. And as you're kind of looking about, doing whatever kind of shopping you may be interested in, you actually run into Deathida. And she looks, quite happy to see you. All the dwarves have returned, and they're a bit behind you because they were leading the wagon. But everybody has returned and is resting. She explains, that she had slept on most of the ride back to Dunlop's Tavern, so she feels like she has a lot of energy. She's been looking for Silverado, but hasn't been able to really find him. And then, but she seems quite pleased to have run into you, Vincent. And she, Deathida is the dwarven gem expert that you've been traveling with, and she seems, excited to be home, and then also she wants to show you her gem shop.
You're also muted, by the way.
Oh, yes, you're muted now.
Through all that commotion.
Sorry. As soon as I started talking, my phone started to slip, and I guess I hit a button. Okay.
No worries.
Yeah, I would love to see your shop, actually. That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go check it out.
So she leads you into, the entrance of it is a small tent just constructed from recently felled trees. And she leads you actually down, though, into the ground, into a cave of sorts that's well furnished. And she has like a small shop front with glass cases and fine gemstones therein. And she says, "This is why I went to Hawkins Farm. I trade these." And she asks, you know a lot about magic, Vincent. Are you familiar with the power of gemstones?
I am becoming familiar with them. We had to imbue some gemstones with powers to. Well, you were kind of out of sorts when we were doing that. In order to get out of the Chaos Stone, we had to imbue some gemstones with magic powers to create a teleportation circle of sorts. And it took a few tries because we weren't great at it, but so it's something we're definitely learning about. I could definitely see there's a great potential for power within certain precious gems.
Yes, that is why I collect them. And do you still have the necklace that Silverado gave you?
You do?
Yeah, I do. I'd still have that.
The red bit's missing.
Of course I do. I reach underneath my because it meant a lot to me. It was very sweet. So I reach under and I pull it out of from under my collar. Like, yeah, got it right here.
You might want to hold on to that. Stones such as those, though they are not worth a lot, may become quite powerful or valuable later. And she shows you a selection of other stones that she pulls from behind her counter. And she begins kind of showing you different ones and naming them. And she comes to one that she calls a star ruby. And it looks red, and it has a star that kind of takes up the whole surface of the ruby, a yellow star. And she says, "Ah, yes, this one. This is the one that made me think of you, Vincent." And
because it's such a handsome stone.
Oh, well. Yes, perhaps. And so have a look at this. And she hands you this star ruby. And it feels like it has some kind of innate power to it. She says, "To be honest, when I asked you here, I was just going to give you a gift, but for some reason I think that you might be able to make use of this. However, I am only part owner of the shop, so, well, before we get to that, can you tell what it does?"
I'll take a couple minutes and sort of examine it and try to feel the power from it. Can I ascertain anything
Yeah, it seems like
about it?
As you kind of focus your magical energies on this, you recognize that you would be able to actually store a spell within this stone and then cast it later. You're not sure how many spells you can store within it, but you sense that you would be able to store magic in that stone for later use.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it seems like a temporary storage for magic. Like I could expend a spell, hold it here, and then utilize it when it was necessary.
Well,
Definitely something that would come in handy.
if you would like to try to use it, then by all means, why don't you try it out? I've never had the aptitude for that. She says, unfortunately, I can't just give it to you as a gift because I'm only a half owner of this shop. But I would be happy to loan it to you, and if you make it more powerful, perhaps I can buy it back from you for a greater price.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't mind, let me just I'll take it and sort of cup it in my hands, and I'm going to I will cast I'm going to cast a Misty Step into it.
It disappears.
And after I do that, I'm going to then take the stone and focus on it and try to release the spell and just like teleport to the other side of the shop.
Cool.
It seems to work as you intended. And suddenly you're on the other side of the shop.
I'll take it.
Nice.
How much do I owe you for it, Detha? This is amazing.
Well, a basic star ruby is usually 1,000 gold, but I can give it to you for half price. And I think that is a much finer specimen than the one that I have rated it for. So 500 gold, if you please.
500 gold? I can certainly do that. Now, let me ask you a question, because you've been fighting alongside with us this whole time and you've been great, and I don't want to put you in a spot. Are you going to at least break even if I give you 500 gold?
Oh,
I don't want you to lose money on this.
Vincent, you are such a gentleman. Yes, thank you. It will be enough to take care of things.
Okay.
I would like to see you have it too.
Well, I have a 1,500 credit with Dunlop. Can you obtain your funds from that, or I can give you the gold and I could use that elsewhere?
Oh no, Dunlop's credit will be fine.
Okay, great. Yeah, definitely then 500. I'll make sure. I don't know if I'm gonna tell somebody or write you something, but yeah, 500 gold, absolutely.
Very nice. And if you like any of these other gems, or if you know anybody who collects them, then send them my way.
Sure. Yeah. I'll definitely talk to Silverado. I know he likes some shiny stuff. He'll definitely want to come down here and check this out. But I'll have him get in touch with you when we meet back up.
Nice.
Very good.
You were given a Dragon Ball.
Yes.
I know what that means.
Also, as we're leaving her shop, I'll ask her to. Do you know if there's any like leather workers or anything of that nature right around this area?
Oh, of course. And she gives you the name of a fine coat maker. I'll have to pull up my other resources here to get different vendor names.
Vince, what are you doing here?
Are we all? Would we be together? We've all kind of gone our own ways.
I picture you all doing this before the evening because
Cool.
I think the idea was to do a bit of shopping or finding some items or whatnot, and then probably getting some sleep for the adventure in the morning. I thought was the
That
plan.
sounds good. So we kind of all went off on our own ways, and this is kind of all happening at the same time. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shopping
Just-
trip.
Really quick, just to let you know, the reason I'm looking for the leather worker, I just want to upgrade my armor and get some studded leather as opposed to my regular leather. We can just fast track that
Yeah, that's
if you
no
want
problem.
to. It's listed in the book as 45 gold. So if that's okay with you.
Pitiful.
That sounds good.
And on the
I mean-
same note, I wanted to just get a regular shield just to have in case there were times where I thought I might be better off with the shield. So it doesn't have to be anything special. I just wanted to
Yeah, like
same thing. We can.
Yeah, definitely. Normal items like that, you'll be able to find from any of the vendors on the main street there.
Cool.
I'm up to a 14 AC, guys.
Are there any place in town? Are there any place in town? Good grammar by me. Is there any place in town that'll sell kind of like a bandolier I can put my darts in?
Absolutely.
I'll go pick up one of those as well, however much it will cost me.
I also need to buy some javelins. So I left mine inside the marrows. Shield. 10 gold for a shield.
Very good.
And then javelins are 5
potions
silver pieces.
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, kind of vital.
Yeah, just like an alchemy shop or some sort of little shop where we can get some potions,
Yes.
things of that nature.
Yep.
Let's
Absolutely.
see, is there any weird stuff I can try and offload? Is there like a flea market I can go to like try to sell some stuff? I don't know if anyone wants to buy a giant cow bone or some rabbit skins.
You gonna try to set up a little stall before you turn in for the evening, Silverado?
Mhm. I also want to try and get someone to fix this broken accordion that I have. I'm doing a bunch of odd jobs right now.
You can drop off the accordion with a,
Sorry.
I guess a repair person.
I'll do that. I'll drop this off and be like, I don't know how to play this. I can't play this. No one I know can play this. I just want it. And I hand it off to him.
Very good. Very good. He's like, I'll see what I can do. This thing's pretty smashed up.
Yeah, I got it off of ogre. Let's see, anything else?
Yeah, I would like some healing potions for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Pick up some of those. I like to get some meat for Kingston. Pick up some good food for him. Or I may be able to find that.
Can do that for sure.
All right. And let's see. What's some weird stuff I could do?
Silverado wants to get in trouble.
We're gonna breaking Silverado out of prison.
There's a war coming, but we got to break this guy out first.
I will once I've got the stuff we need, I think I would probably turn in, assuming when our shopping is finished. Yeah, because I've been asked to meet them early in the morning. Was it Strustrom?
Yes.
To crack it down. I looked up +1 weapons range from 100 to 500 gold. So I just said 500. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's yep.
That because 100 to 500 seems low to me. So like 500 would be like I would assume 500.
Yeah, I think that
So
makes
I only
sense
have- I
for
have
the
a-
scarcity of magic in the campaign so far.
And
Totally,
it's,
yeah,
it's a
totally.
Dunlop original.
That's it, man. With any luck, I can improve on it later. So I would still have. So is the credit good? If we can keep it for later. If we still have like 1,000 credit with Dunlop.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool.
And but we can get some potions though. So I'm looking
Yeah.
it
Buy
up.
potions. Yep.
Yeah. What kind of do you have prices ready for what the potions would be, or are we going off the?
We'll go at cost from the.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I'm looking at it now. So the greater healing potions, which is 44 plus 4.
Ooh.
Those are uncommon. So those would be between 100 to 500. And superior healing, which is 8d4 plus 8, are rare. So those would be 500 to 1,000 each. So I don't know where on that scale you want to put those prices.
The second tier potion will be 250.
Okay. And
I'm poor. I can't buy any of this stuff.
How about the superior healing? Those are it'd be 500 to 1,000. Split the difference, do 750 for those.
Yeah, that would be
two?
good. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, trying to
Okay.
pull up some tables over here. Yeah, I think that would sound good. That sounds right.
Okay, so I am going to buy, because I'm a little flush right now, and I still got $1,000 on my credit.
Nice.
I'm gonna get two of the greater healing ones. That'll dock me 500. Does that sound right?
Okay. Yes.
250
Yeah.
each. Cool.
Okay, I will get two graders and one superior.
Nice.
So that'll be 1,250. So it'll be 250 out of my own gold, and that'll clear out my my credit.
Big time. Big time.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Oh,
selling
no,
rabbit skins right now.
I
You
only
guys
have
are
554 more gold left, guys, and a sack of 750 gold worth of gemstones.
Yep.
Nice.
Silverado.
Which we might need for teleportation circles, but
Silverado, your wares don't seem really up to the quality that people here expect.
There's some old rabbit skins from like a week ago that I got off some big monster. I've just been lugging around.
There is a fur trader that might be able to give you a few coins for those rabbit skins.
How much coin?
I don't know
Like
how much a skin's worth. Was it worth like 10 silver or something?
I said never mind. I keep the skins for later. I'm like, all right, that's fair. I kind of expected that anyway.
So the evening looks like it's the shops are kind of coming to a close, but the party continues in the tavern. Now, if you all are looking to get a night's rest, it'd probably be time to hit the hay. We have Eric has coordinated as far as meeting up with Strustrom in the morning. I don't know if the rest of you have been filled in on that yet, though.
yeah, I would like to update you guys if I haven't already, just to let you know the plan to supposed to meet up with Strustrom, who is Dunlop's resident mage or wizard or cleric. I'm not sure.
And you can easily leave them a note at the tavern.
Okay. When we're in the tavern, do I happen to see Picard in there?
You haven't seen Picard yet. He's
Okay.
probably resting.
Cool.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
he was pretty banged up. If I remember correctly, we were basically carrying him here because we ditched our cart.
Okay.
Cool. So if I don't see him, I'll leave the guys a note for the morning, and then I'll turn it in.
Okay.
Imagine I'd be asleep before my head hits the bed.
One last thing I'd like to do
Sure.
before I go to bed, I want to take the gemstone that I just got and try to cast a. I don't know how much space is in there or how powerful of a spell it can hold, but I'm going to try to cast a fireball into it and see if it actually.
You gotta test your limits.
Yeah. Let me try to put a fireball in it. 3rd level spell. See if it'll take that.
You feel the stone grow warm in your hands, and you suspect that the magic of the fireball is contained therein.
That will come in handy later.
Hey, Vincent,
Although, man, I thought it was really smart to have the Misty Step is a really smart one to store.
what's that weird ball you got?
Not that a fireball isn't. I'm sorry, I should preface.
Well, the only and that's why I hesitated, because I was going to put like Misty Step or Invisibility or something a little more utility in there,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
which is what I'll probably keep in it more often. But there's a
Going to war.
hobgoblin horde on the horizon, so
Yeah, man.
I figure if I can throw an extra fireball at them, that might be handy.
Love it. I love it. Light them up. Roasted hobgoblin.
And I want to do it right in front of that pretentious soldier that thought that I was.
Mhm. We all hate him.
No,
I guess
I
we
want to
agree.
save their butts and give them the I told us so, because I think that'll give us some serious
Yeah.
street cred up here.
That'll give me
No,
some
I'm not saying I want to
serotonin.
blow him up. I'm saying I
No,
want
no.
to stand in front of him and blow everybody up that's about to kill him,
Ah.
since
And
he
give
was
him
so.
that. You
Move along, little boy. You don't know what
Yeah.
you're doing.
This is war. Get out of here, you soldier boy.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, the night will draw to a close, and then this is probably the first night's rest in civilization that you all have had.
In quite some time.
First time we've slept on a bed in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they have baths
Yes.
at this particular establishment?
Your,
I'm
your
gonna take
suites do.
the
I'm
hottest
taking a bath.
Yeah. Same.
And of
Same.
course,
I'm gonna.
you have room service as well. He gave you 3 of the best suites. So
Oh, this is the most luxury Silverado's ever had.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, he can't bathe often because he's moving around so much. So he's taking full advantage of everything. He's getting drinks. He's getting a bath. He's taking.
there are robes in the closet for you too, Silverado.
I'm gonna be.
Ooh, what colors?
I'm gonna be in the bath for
Plain
so
white.
long that I'm gonna be in the bath for so long I'm gonna have to cast a scorching ray into the water to heat it back up again.
Ooh,
That's the type of
nice.
bath we're doing.
Nice.
I
You know,
take.
once
I
I'm
take-
finished bathing, I'll be cleaning my armor off too, like as best as I can, because I'm sure it's covered in mud and blood and monster goo and
Mhm.
giant and all that crap that we fought. But
Absolutely.
I take 2 of the bathrobes that are in there, and thinking about what I could do with them.
Oh.
I also take
You know you're going to get an email from the Dunlop Hotel telling you that you didn't return your robe.
I'm going to save this town, okay?
He's like, what do you mean the mini bar wasn't included?
I brought a magical artifact here, okay? Just let me have some robes.
Or
all I
gold for
ask.
peanuts? What is this?
What a ripoff. That's
Awesome.
that's 4 meals a day I could live off of. Come on.
So the room is pretty luxurious. It is a nice warm room. Each room has its own furnace as well, small furnace. And you all sleep well. Silverado, Kingston's in your room with you. He's a pretty big wolf now, or what would be a big wolf, but he is a warg pup. And so going down the hallway, you get a few strange looks. Most people are either partying in the tavern or in bed by now, but
Hey, guys, this isn't real. It's the drink. It's the devil's drink. Something was in your drink. Don't drink anymore. Please.
Silverado, the jokester. And
I'm famous?
you're starting to become famous for your pranks. So the night passes and you all rest well. Silverado, you awake before dawn from your meditations. And when you step outside of the room, you hear a rattling on the ground. And when you look down, you see a snake with a scroll case.
It's a snake!
And of course, this is a familiar method of conveying messages throughout Gira. And
I tear off some bread and throw it to the snake. I don't know if snakes eat bread, but
the snake does not react to the bread.
it just falls right next to it. I'm like, well, whatever. And I go for the message that's probably attached.
There is indeed a message inside of the scroll case that's attached to this flying snake. And inside the scroll says, "Meet me at the 7th campsite on the West Summer Road." And it is signed with a K.
I take the paper he has, and I take what's the most appropriate? I look for the charcoal from the little furnace that I've got, and I write a message to be like, "All right, sure," and I put it back in the snake, and I send it on its way.
In true Silverado form, very eloquent.
It's like
Man.
it's calligraphy too with charcoal, which is really difficult. It shouldn't be possible.
The beautiful script that just says, okay.
Yeah, sure.
I love
So
it.
he said 7th campsite from the west.
The
Okay.
7th campsite on the West Summer Road.
Meet up.
Did he say what? Well, I'm not there. Never mind.
7th? Well, he didn't. That's all he gave me. Site
So
on
helpful, that guy.
the West Summer Road. I don't know. Silverado will remember, hopefully, if he doesn't get another concussion.
I hope you remember. It's a pretty simple
I-
message.
I have a bad memory, so Silverado has a bad memory. We are the same.
I see. I see. So you have received this note. Do you intend to act on that now or later?
You didn't give a time, so I'm gonna. Man, this. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll give I'll get a good meal for Kingston before I go, and I go to the I go to a nice scouting spot to see the approaching armies, to see how close they are, and I'll base it off of that.
Okay. And you did receive the message from the barkeep from Eric that says that he's meeting with Strustrom before dawn at the site of the ritual.
All right, I keep that in mind. How close is the approaching army?
Well, you leave the city and travel for a ways through the forest before it starts gaining enough elevation for you to get a look through the clearing. It looks like the army has closed about, half of their distance from the previous day. So they were probably 2 days march away, and they've marched all day yesterday. So they're probably about a day's march away.
Okay. And how close? How long of a run would it be to where Congressville is at right now?
The campsites are about every mile, so it's about a 7-mile run.
All right. Let's see. How fast can I run? I can run 100 feet.
You could do at least a 5-minute mile. So you could probably make it there within 40 minutes, something like that. Faster, maybe.
I'll do it then. I'll run straight to Congressville.
Okay.
Little wood boy running around.
All right. And it is still dark, and before the light of the dragon has illuminated the skies. So you're running along the West Summer Road. It's easy enough to find. It was the road that you all came in on. And there are campsites what seem to be every mile, as I said. So you're counting campsites, and there are just dim fires left over from the nights before, burning themselves out. Nobody really seems to be awake. You're just alone. Is Kingston with you?
No, I gave him a meal.
Okay.
Before I left.
Okay. And so you do approach what is the 7th campsite, and there is a small campfire, and you see the silhouette of a dark figure seated by the campfire.
I spread out my arms welcomingly, and I waltz up, out of breath.
Silrado!
Yo.
Condrazul hails you. It is him, the Beastmaster Condrazul, your hobgoblin ally.
What's up, man? You by yourself today? Or tonight?
He gestures to the tents nearby. He says, "The men are sleeping. I thought you might come.
Yeah.
And I like to wake early for my coffee." And he
Coffee
says, "Would you like a cup?"
I'm not a coffee man myself.
Okay, well, I'm amazed that you're awake this early.
I don't need to sleep, technically. It's a luxury that I have sometimes. I don't know how your snake got into my room, but I won't question it. So what do you want to talk about, Conjursul? I'm by myself currently. My group is still sleeping in town.
You have come alone.
Yeah, I figured.
Yes, Vincent is a little different. That's why I sent the note to you. I could sense something heavy with him.
Heavy with him? In what way?
Like there is something on his mind. But that aside, I'm glad that you came. And of course he would be most welcome. And your new brother Eric, too. Forgive me. I do not intend to be rude.
It's fine.
Well, as you see, Kaitank's armies, they march on your friends.
Yeah. So Do you have any insider information about that? Because I have something I want to tell you, but I want to know what you know first.
Well, I
Save on
know
time
that,
and all that.
as usual, I have an idea. A way for us to keep the peace and a way for us to gain power.
Your group or Kai Tank's army in general?
Us, you, me, my brother, we gain power.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know this. Pretty soon here, when they get closer, there's going to be some magic stuff going on. I don't fully understand it myself, but there's going to be some crazy magic show happening that's supposed to like...
Well, you mean when Strusra wants to melt the glacier? I know about that, yes.
Oh, well, so I came quickly to let you know about that. So
And
hopefully
so you're
that
going through with that.
that's the plan, yeah. I would advise for you guys to not get swept up, you know. What I would hate to see you guys go.
That is some good advice. When do you plan to conduct the ritual?
You said early dawn, right? That's what the
Yeah.
plan was. That's like how many hours away? Roughly. Several. Several hours.
Well, we should get to high ground soon then.
Yeah.
Well,
You guys should.
First, I
get
thought that
ready.
we should talk.
Yeah. What you need?
Well, I have a new pet.
Ah.
And Condrazul takes you behind some, a dense grove and thicket of trees. And before you is a large winged beast that is sleeping. I'm sorry.
Damn, Condrazul.
Description here. He says that this is the offspring from the griffin and a horse. The hippogriff.
A hippogriff. Yes, I've heard of these.
It's a beautiful creature.
Yeah, quite terrifying. They
Yes, don't wake it. Don't wake it.
Yeah, I know. Oh, trust me, I know. I watched a man get taken from one of these things. It flew up in the sky with him and dropped him, killed him, and then ate its corpse. It's quite bad.
Yes, they do have the bloodlust, and I hope to put that to use. But let's step over here away.
Yeah. I don't want to die.
Well, as you know, I'm a man of ambition, and I will just put it out for you. That is my army marching, and I will claim it. But I thought that you could help me.
You're looking for a way to gain power over that army, and I'm guessing you're asking for us to somehow save the army?
Yes, Silverado, I know I could rely on your wisdom.
Yeah, I do know about war.
Because what is a commander with no army? How will I lead the men if we kill them all? Yes, well, rhetorical questions.
Is this the main army of Kai Tank? Do you know? Is this like his major force that he's attacking with, or does he or this is like one splint? He's got the rest somewhere else.
This is the strongest banner of Kai Tank, and he will make quick work of Dunlop's Tavern if they do not put up something to defend themselves quickly. Where are all the dwarves? He
Dwarves
said,
I came with, or dwarves in the city?
the army of dwarves, and the army of men for that. The city is almost abandoned.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much interpersonal military relations you've experienced, but there are some very stupid people in charge.
Yes, well, I have
on
a lot
our
of
side.
I have a lot of experience with that, as you know.
Yeah, so you understand our frustrations when we tell them to do something and then they don't do it. It's infuriating.
Let me propose this then. You help me take out one bad leader, and I'll help you take out another bad leader.
We help you in taking out the commander for this army, and you help us take out Kai Tank? Is that what I'm picking up?
Yes, if that is what you desire. My desire is to eliminate Kai Tank. and I'll tell you what I would like. You need to put up some kind of defense so that he does not simply trample you and stop the armies. And then you must go to the old law, the ancient laws of combat, and you challenge his champion, Silverado. I have seen you. You felled our dares with a single blow.
Yeah, and I was a weak boy.
You were, and now your power has grown. I can sense it.
Hmm.
You could save all of these people. Challenge Kai Tank. Make him send his champion. Slay the champion. And in doing so, Kai Tank's weakness will be revealed. As you are victorious, I will come in on the flying beast, and I will take my army from Kai Tank. I will rend his flesh and slay him and feed him to my hippogriff. Then the armies will follow me, and I will take them north and west, away from here.
So Kai Tank is with this army.
Kai Tank is looking for the glory of this battle. If he lays waste to Dunsmuir's tavern, to the Westwall station, then his power will be unsurpassed.
Huh.
Even some of the giants may follow him.
Well, what a situation. Kind of wish I brought the others for this.
Well, you know you do owe me, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm keeping it in mind. Well,
Of course, he would never agree to the ancient law unless there is closer to a stalemate of sorts. So,
we would have to.
you need a dwarven army. I don't know if that's in the works, but
Well, the majority of the city is frozen, and with it, the people. So, if the dwarven army would not be big, but still a dwarven army, it would still be effective, I believe.
yes, well, Dunlop's men are well armed, well trained. The trick will be to melt enough of them to make a difference. And he says, now we have lingered too long. You should be back to your brothers, and I will get my men out of the valley. You better melt your army of dwarves so that you can make a stand. And if you challenge Kai Tank's champion, I will fulfill my end of the bargain.
Okay.
He says, I will be watching from on high. And he points up to a cliffside far ahead near the main path that you all had taken initially from the top of the mountain down.
All right. Congressville, before you go, I will say this. I'm all for a coup. I'm all for taking down a bad dude and putting him in place with someone I know. I'm fine with doing the whole challenge thing and taking down his champion and then you flying in and killing him and eating him and all that stuff. I may not be able to convince Dunlop to muster an army, or I don't hope. The best case scenario here is that we melt the ice and we get it into a place where it doesn't kill the entire army instantly, and then we get a dwarven army and then we use them to fight. But
Silverado, we have known each other a long time and we've been through some thick situations.
oh yes,
I know we can make this work together.
I'm gonna try my hardest. Just
Well, if they need convincing, then you tell them Condrazul is the beast master of the mountain range. And you know that I still command the beasts. And I still have a contingent of the men who are loyal to me. Some of Kai Tank's best warriors. I would hate to have to fight by Kai Tank's side, but you must understand, I need to win.
I get it.
Well then, Silverado, before the golden dragon shines its light on us, I will bid you adieu.
All right. If the water goes down and kills the army, I'll try and help you figure something else out, because most of those forces will be dead anyway, and then you can just rise to power and we'll help something else out. All right, I gotta run for 40 minutes. I'll see ya.
And you dart off back into the darkness, back up the West Summer Road towards Dunlop's Tavern. And at that point, we're going to take a short break from the stream here, freshen up our drinks, and take a rest break. And we'll return with the rest of the party and see what goes down here.
Nice.
All right.
I've been reading through it a lot, though. I'm very excited to run it. It's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Right on, right on. Welcome back, everybody, to the Heroes Era. And thanks for being with us tonight. Of course, I want to thank, everybody who's following the stream. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Our numbers are growing here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
So when we left off, it was becoming near dawn, and Silverado had, just run, 7 miles out to meet up with Condrazul, your ally, your hobgoblin ally, and he's made his way back now to Dunlop's Tavern, and it is nearing dawn, so I suspect you all will be awakening soon. So we can, safely assume that you all have awoken. It's before dawn. Whatever morning preparations you need to make, you can make, and then it'll be time to meet up with Strustrom.
Well, I know what I'm doing as soon as I get to the tavern. I gotta talk to these two and explain what just went down.
I'm going to wake up and I'm going to put on my fancy new studded leather armor, which looks kind of almost like a vest and slacks, like a suit kind of thing, but with some studs in it.
Are we becoming fancy boys?
With cloak. A little bit, man. I got a nice hot bath in.
I'll put on my
a little more
clothes.
debonair. I got this nice fancy gem. I'm
Nice.
Vincent's coming out of it. He's feeling pretty good right now.
I was gonna get my blood-soaked suit
a lot better than he has in a long time.
I'm gonna get my blood-soaked suit back from the cleaners and put that on for a battle outfit, because that thing's probably already ruined. And it's just gonna be. I'm gonna look classy, but very ragged.
When you
feeling
return,
like this isn't your first fight today.
When you return, you find your suit hanging on the door to your room in the inn.
Oh yeah, is it the blood one?
Yeah, and it's been cleaned pretty well.
I put it on and I get. Is there a pocket square in it?
There should be. Dunlop's tailor is very fancy.
Right,
unless you're an animal. No.
I get my pocket square. Does it? And what pants should I put on today? This is D&D, everybody. Where I have to choose an outfit.
Man,
for the
we're up in the north in the snow. I'd put on warm ones.
Nah, who needs warm clothing? I go on and I put on my my blue pants, and I have
very
buckle
nice.
Those in.
Do you all wish to meet in the lobby? I'm sorry. Do you all wish to meet in the lobby of the tavern, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And just because of the way that our lives have gone over the last few weeks, I packed my things up, assuming I won't be coming back to this room anytime soon. Just to be safe.
Okay.
Just to be safe, find a way to fasten my nice new shiny new steel shield to my backpack.
You got your carry-on ready to go.
Yeah. I'm just assuming we're not going to be coming back. Hoping we do, because that was a nice sleep, but it's just the way our lives have gone the last while.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure I tip. I know we didn't have to pay for anything, but I'll make sure I tip the serving ladies and the innkeeper. I'll throw them each probably 3 or 4 gold.
Very nice.
I'm hanging out downstairs in the lobby with Kingston by my side at a table, and I reserved some seats for you guys.
Yeah, I'll probably get about 15 gold pieces among all the servants that I interacted with while we were here.
Very nice.
Very generous man.
So you all are meeting up for a pre-dawn breakfast of sorts?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start heading downstairs and see Silverado down there, and I'm going to look at his new suit. I'll point to my new suit. Be like, hey, looking sharp.
Thanks, man. I took this off of a dead man.
Was that the blood suit?
Yeah, it's the blood suit.
Wow.
This is going to be destroyed very quickly.
You can barely tell, man. They clean this thing. Not for nothing, the service around here is pretty nice.
I know, right? For like the last conceivable town to me, at least, it's very good. I thought I'd have to go to the elves up in north to get this type of quality.
As I see these two guys sitting down, I walk up and I pull out my two weapons and bang the ends together to make a nice ring. The ring sounds a little different because you can tell that I've got a nice shiny new pick. This is going to be fun, guys.
Hey, nice.
Oh,
Silverado, I picked up a little something for you.
Oh, yes.
And I will give him a one of the greater healing potions that I bought. Just hold on to this,
Nice.
just in case you need it.
This will probably get used in about
An hour?
I was saying maybe 20 seconds
Just
into a
drinks
fight.
Just joshing with you, man.
I'm doing it now. Nah.
Cool.
Good deal, man. Good deal. So,
Do I see Picard in this tavern, or he maybe slept somewhere else?
Picard's not up yet. Still pretty early.
Okay.
So, guys,
what's
it's
up?
time for a war breakfast. Get your food,
Yeah, man.
get your drinks, because I got some stuff to unload on y'all that I found out last night.
It's officially the war room now.
It's just all this is the war room.
Let's do it.
All right. So I get my equivalent of what would be a continental breakfast, and I'm eating it as fancy as I can, even though it's probably way out of place in this tavern because I want to feel like a noble for once. And I'm like, so guys, you want to hear some stuff that's probably not great to listen to as soon as you wake up?
Isn't that what
We
we
don't
always do every morning?
Yeah, man.
I met up with our friend, Mr. K-Man, last night before y'all went to sleep or while you were asleep. I don't know how time works. I ran to him and we met and he talked to me about his grand plan. All right.
Okay.
And so what he wants us to do is he doesn't want the army wiped out. He wants to save the army. And then he wants me to go one-on-one with Kai Tank's champion. By the way, Kai Tank, who is in the army with them, we would have to discredit him or get into a stalemate of some sort. And then I challenge him to a duel by the old combat rules, something like that. And then I fight the dude and I kill him. And then Congressville comes in and he kills him. And then he becomes a big leader. And then we have we're friends with the leader of a giant army of hobgoblins. But the issue, as I'm sure you've noticed by now, is that there's a bunch of people stuck in that glacier and they want to use that to take out those people down there in the valley. And that would be very quick and easy, but Congress will be mad at us. I don't want them to be mad at me. So I don't know what you guys want to do, but I'm just a messenger. He's expecting us to do his plan, by the way, because we owe him and I want to go through with it. I just don't know if it's feasible or possible or anything like that.
Do you guys feel like we can trust this guy?
I'm ready for a coup. I'll take down.
We can trust Conjurzul.
Yeah.
That's not where my
Yeah.
hesitation's at. Here's the thing about Conjurzul. He would not do anything. He would not do anything to betray us. But he
would.
He's also looking out for himself. He's not presenting us plans to help us along our way. He's saying this is what is going to work best for me, and this is what I need you to do to accomplish that.
Right. And you guys have helped him in the past, kind of gain power.
Oh yeah, I've killed his not his coworker,
his superior. His superior.
His superior, I guess. They were like on an equal level, but the men respected the other dude, and so I killed him, and then
Conjurzul was like the number 2, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
And we killed number 1, and he went up.
Right. Yeah, and you mentioned that the other guy was kind of a loose cannon, and this guy Conjurzul is kind of more methodical and
he's a platinum one for sure.
Intellect. Yeah,
he's
plotter.
Yeah,
which worries me a little bit.
I don't want to upset Conjurzul because he's the type of person that you rather have as a friend than an enemy.
Exactly.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah, we got him exiled, which was not great. But
keep your friends close. Which again, keep your enemies closer, right?
I still don't see how that's on us.
Yeah,
I know he's blaming us for that. But
that's just the gamesmanship, guys. He's just trying to get us sympathetic on, and I think it's something.
I'm willing to help him.
That's how I take that.
I'm fully for it.
Just from a DM's perspective too, for a moment. he gave you a nice heads up on that giant attack too.
Totally.
He did do that.
So
Aren't
Eric,
Condensed?
just because that would be, Eric's experience with him.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
like
Again,
I'm
he's
saying
not
one way or the
he's
other.
yeah, he's not trying to he's not going to try to intentionally bring harm to us.
I
Mhm.
mean,
But
in all
his
fairness,
plans-
both the hobgoblins that we've come in contact with since we've been together have been on our side, meaning that other gentleman,
Kaitan?
that we
Oh
met.
yeah,
Glecknar.
Glecknar.
Glecknar,
Glecknar,
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean,
Glecknar.
like,
Well,
Okay.
there's
Well-
another thing to this plan. Is that in order for me to do a trial by combat type of deal, which is what he wants me to do, and I'm happy to do it, we would have to get the armies into a stalemate of some sorts. And as it stands, we have very incompetent army that thinks this is going to be easy peasy, going to get slaughtered immediately. I can bet money on it. But Kaitank, or not Kaitank, Congressville said maybe we should get some dwarves to go into an army and fight that. But I don't know how many dwarves there are, how many are willing to fight, or how we would get more. I mean, I know there's a bunch in the glacier that would help, but that would also flood their place and take them out anyway, and that's not ideal.
Yeah, but hasn't Dunlop already been trying to do exactly that? Trying to get forces
Amass an
together?
army, yeah. But
So-
he didn't know that we were coming or this quickly, or that we were going to get here.
Yeah.
Another thing with that too, is that we would have to hold off on the whole thawing out the people thing, because I don't know if we could manipulate the water flow in another direction. But as it stands, we know for certain it's going to flood someplace, and we know for certain it's going to try and go. They're going to try and divert it towards those people, and we would have to hold off on doing the ritual thing, which we promised that we would have to do this dawn. And there's that whole trust thing going on.
From the interactions I had with Dunlop, I trust him.
You want to let him in on this?
I
I
can tell that he wasn't on board with whatever Orgud was doing. He knows that I have this hammer, and he's essentially giving me his blessing that I'll make better use of it than maybe what it was originally intended for. And he crafted this pick that I'm now carrying. So I trust Dunlop. So I feel I want to inspect this altar before we go any further. But I think our next course would be to get rid of the Chaos Stone. We've had it long enough.
All right.
And if something were to happen if this plan doesn't work out, I would not want to have the stone falling in the wrong hands.
That's also true, because we would have it on us, and
we
can only trust us to have it.
I'm not giving it up until we destroy it or put it in the altar. Sorry, I shouldn't say destroy it, put it in the altar.
So, but here's the thing. Putting it in the altar is going to fall the glacier, which is going to go against what Condrazul needs of us.
Yeah.
But we've already sort of told Dunlop and them that we're doing that. And the plan is to do that this morning. And I don't, as much as we trust him and he trusts us and everything, I don't know how well he would take to us saying, hey, by the way, let's not do that, because we need that army that's coming to destroy what's left of your city to come get into a stalemate with us so that we can fight. Like, that's going to be a hard sell.
Master Vincent.
We need to send some of your dwarven army into their death to cause a stalemate so that we can sway.
That's the other thing.
That doesn't float very well.
Master Vincent, if I may.
Silverado. Yes, you.
I bow. So Dunlop's a reasonable fellow. He didn't blow up at Eric.
No,
because he had a hammer. He didn't blow up at us because we did the whole stabby thing with his brother, which means that he's a reasonable fellow. And if you don't give him reason to fight you, he won't fight you. Perhaps we suggest an alliance with the big giant hobgoblin army so that his place will be safe from giants and creatures and all that, and they can have a hobgoblin basis outside the city, and then they can.
I mean, at what point is Condrazul when does his friendship with you guys and with me come to an end? After we keep putting him higher and higher on the I don't know what the word is, on the scale, the scale of the opposite side, because essentially they're not on our side. I'm saying our side. We're not really on any side right now. I think of Deathida and Thragnown. They've gone toe to toe alongside us as long as I've been with you guys, and they were with you before I was. So I mean, I don't see how we put this Condrazul ahead of them.
I'm not. Yeah.
I'm fully willing to assassinate a warlord or two.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as the part about taking down Kai Tank, we could go do that right now.
That's happening. No, that's happening in both scenarios, no matter what. Because Kai Tank is in that army, or I kill him.
But yeah, we're gonna. That's definitely
it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of which Congress will like us and not come after us and try to kill us or any of that, betrayal stuff, or that happens where he tries to betray us, and then which we most likely murk him and his loyal group anyway. But then there's a power vacuum with the Hobgoblin army, and then there's another dude gonna come to rise. We have to kill him too, and then dismantle the army and kill them and do all this fun stuff. Wartime. My
version of a best case scenario for this is that Kai Tank gets taken out, Condrazul takes his place. At that point, Condrazul has attained what he wants. We leave, business with him on good terms, and he agrees to not decimate our friends' villages. And I think that we can. I'd like to get to that point. It's just this is tricky, and you guys are both right. You're both right. Like Silverado, Dunlop is a reasonable person, and maybe we can have that conversation with him. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but also, God.
Yeah, I don't like politics. This is politics, and I don't like politics.
This sucks.
Another angle I just thought of is the three kingdoms are here, and they're gonna watch us put a hobgoblin in power instead of wiping them all out, and then that's gonna be bad relations, and then that's a whole other thing we have to deal with. It seems like just killing all of them is just a better idea at this point, and then killing Kai Tank, which will hurt, or killing Kai Tank and killing Congressol, which will hurt me in my soul, but.
Well, if you think that everybody will know what's going down because it's too obvious, then maybe you're not being clever enough about your plan.
Trying to think of a way we could do this.
And as you all are having this deep conversation, your appointment with Strustrom is drawing nearer.
All right, guys. Clock's ticking. What are we doing?
How far away was the army?
About a day.
It was a 40-minute run there when I saw them, and they're about halfway there, and it's 40-minute back. So they're about an hour and a half closer than they were.
They're a day. You saw them about a day ago, right?
Yeah, I saw them last night, which means that, or when
they had appeared to have marched all day, but would still be like a full day's march away, I think is what we had said a little bit earlier.
Well, we have to go put the stone in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because we need those dwarves that are frozen there. We need that army.
Yeah.
If we're ever gonna get to that stalemate point,
we need an army.
I feel like we need that army.
And then I guess the point here is to redirect the flow of water elsewhere.
Yeah,
and that's the point we have to convince them on.
Well, I mean, we need Strustrom must know what this will do. So I hope that wherever their other armies are, their reinforcements that are out, that aren't here.
I don't know. Maybe it would be good to know that end of the idea.
Yeah. Because where are they? Because somebody's going to get washed away too, right? I think we need to go and have that conversation. I'm not, like I've told you before, we're not getting rid of the stone until it's not leaving my sight until we leave with it or it gets put in the altar.
All right.
By us.
Let's talk.
So
let's talk to them, and I want to open the conversation because I want to see the shock on their faces when I and when I tell him this information.
Yeah, no, you take the lead on this one, definitely.
Oh yeah, that's a double thumbs up from me.
So, you all have had a good breakfast and an in-depth conversation regarding what's coming up here and the difficulties at hand.
Wartime politics.
As you walk towards the ritual site, there is a wall of ice holding back a great frozen lake, and there are several mountains in the distance across miles of ice. As you approach, you see that there are tunnels leading into the ice. There are dwarves and other people who are stiff with ice, frozen in place, laying on blankets in the snow. Dunlop is there, and Dunlop is speaking to another dwarf who is dressed in a long green robe that is wet from the snow. And Dunlop hails the three of you and introduces you to Strustrom.
Master Strustrom, Lord. I don't know what Mayor
Dunlop is fine, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know. I try. I'm in different clothing. Anyway,
our thanks again for the accommodations.
Yes.
From the travels that we've had, there could not have been a better time for that.
It's my pleasure. Stay as long as you like.
Clean and comfort is something that we've not known for a while.
Don't tell me that, man. I will move in.
Permanent residence. We get a home. We never leave.
I would like to forgive my getting to the point, but I would very much like to see the altar.
The altar.
Mm-hmm.
Strustrom steps forward. You must be Eric.
I am.
You are a cleric.
I'll give a from my noble training, I'll give the appropriate bows and
I do as well.
what am I trying to say? The proper greeting. That would be appropriate.
Well, it is very nice to meet you, Eric. I have heard tales of your greatness already.
Is he a dwarf or an elf?
Dwarf.
A dwarf.
Ah,
she is. And she says, I have never created a realm altar before. I'm working from the text of Dr. Zambara. Do you have experience with realm altars or the stones, Eric?
We, Dr. Zambara, I believe we found one of her notebooks.
Did we?
Did we not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that the giant text we got from the
yeah. Yes, we are. I am aware, and actually, her notes are what actually allowed us to exit the stone. The stone we were trapped in at one point, but
you were trapped within one.
Yes.
We were.
Well,
we
I
were.
hope that you can tell me more about that.
Oh.
I would be happy to tell you about all of that at one point. This may not be the time for that right now, but I would be happy to explain all of that for you. Yeah.
Yes,
It should be documented in greater detail. Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Well,
we still have that notebook. It was like a diary. It was her diary or something like that, was it not?
you have a diary from Lana Zambara? That is fascinating. Years ago, I found an ancient library, and it was far beneath the earth, and it spoke of these stones. I wonder if they are her writings as well. I am working from some of her more well-known texts, though, and, well, would you like to have a look at it, I suppose? And
Yeah,
absolutely.
she says, it is quite dangerous therein, and she points to the tunnels that have been made of ice. She says, the ice manifests as terrible creatures of chaos sometimes, and tries to draw us into the ice, freezing us. We have
That's not
lost several
terrifying.
dwarves that way. So
From the ice drawing you in.
yes, it is a demon frost of sorts. I do not know. I've never seen anything like it.
Demons.
But we must make haste. I wish to do this with the first light of Shografleece when the dragon's light is strongest. So follow me closely. And she taps her staff on the ground, which lights up at the end. And And
Cool.
she begins to lead you all into an icy tunnel that is about 5 by 5 feet.
Is Dunlop following us?
Right.
Is he coming with?
I'll have to duck a little bit, being a bit taller.
Dunlop is with you, yes. He has a very thick fur coat on, and he's with you all, but letting Strustrom do most of the talking.
I like to pull him to the back of the group, out of earshot from Strostrom.
Okay. Yes, Silverado, what is it?
How do you feel about working with hobgoblins?
Oh, God. Well, I've worked with their kind before, so not too bad. But, we better keep up with the others. Remember what Strustrom said, these creatures
Yeah,
are very dangerous.
I know.
But working with it, why? Do you have someone in mind? Do you need one of your friends need a job?
No. I'm looking to get him a promotion, basically, and you could help me.
Promotion, yes. Well, maybe we should talk later. Let's go have a look at what Strustrom has to say here. What do you think? I've got a job
Sure,
for
yeah.
your friend, no problem. A friend of yours is a friend of mine.
Yeah. I just gotta assassinate a warlord first, essentially, and then he gets the promotion.
Oh, just something simple like that, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just, I gotta kill a champion first, but then that's what all in the works.
Well, you're a man who speaks in vagaries, but I expect that I want to know more about this. So we should talk. Perhaps after Strustrom gives us the lowdown of this situation.
Of course.
And a tunnel of ice takes you all to a chamber that has been carved from the ice. The ceiling is about 8 feet high. There's a fountain within the chamber, and the water therein is frozen. There's a statue in the center of the fountain, and it is a mermaid. That is a symbol that's often used to depict Therizessa. And she holds her hand out, almost as if ready to receive the Chaos Stone. And within the basin of the fountain, there are 3 glyphs carved. And near these glyphs are statues that correspond with the glyphs. 1 glyph for Therizessa, 1 for Brahms, and the 3rd is for Lydiana.
Was that a part of the power trio that we had that we
No.
want?
No, the 3rd should be Dunsmuir.
What is that? What is that you say, Eric?
Oh,
You say about the
I was-
Dunsmuir?
I was expecting the 3rd sigil to be that of the symbol for Dunsmuir.
No, can
Why
you
would you
explain
expect
your...
that? Do you have a resource? And she begins going through scrolls, kind of analyzing furiously. We are very short on time. Everything must be right.
I'll open up the diary that from Lana and kind of flip through to the point where remember, because was it Picard and I, or it was Picard and I that were looking through this, and I believe I'll try and point to the part where it talks about that, specifically those 3, because those were the sigils that we drew to exit the stone.
Mhm.
And
Right.
those 3 symbols are supposed to create a like a place of complete the circle of protection, essentially.
Yeah, create a sense of order around the chaos of the realm. Yeah.
That's right. Yes. And Lydiana, although also
A good deity.
a deity of good renown, she more aligns with the Forge as opposed to that of Dunsmuir, which is peace, to complete the circle.
And Strustrom says, yes, but you see right here, it says, well, this is in Dwarvish for some reason, and it's a slightly different dialect than I'm used to, but it says, the god who is nearest your heart, I think. That is what that translates to, isn't it? And she shows you the text, Eric. This is written in Dwarvish.
Sure. I actually read Dwarvish. I was taught in my my weapons master was Dwarven, so as part of my training I actually learned.
Oh, that's
that.
great.
So
And you are from the south too, so.
I am, yeah.
Okay. She admits that this is a dialect that she's not super familiar with, and when you look at it, you recognize that when it says what she has interpreted to mean, her patron deity or her own goddess, because she's the cleric conducting the ritual. In fact, it is referring to Dunsmuir, and you can discern that with your knowledge of the language, and then you're also your knowledge of religion.
Awesome.
And so you recognize her error.
Awesome. Yeah. See, and I'll point out. See right here. This is actually pointing to Dunsmuir and not Lydiana.
Oh dear.
I can understand. I understand why you would have thought that being like, but you misinterpreted, and then that also lines up with the writing that I have from Lana, which is what we used. Actually, we created this sigil within the Chaos Stone, and this is what allowed to basically neutralize the chaos, which allowed us to exit.
Well, Eric, it is very valuable, or it is good luck indeed that the stone fell into your hands, because who knows what could have happened if we had gone through with this. Well, we must change this, though, very quickly. I don't know what we shall do. And she begins to, make for the exit to fetch a dwarf, or perhaps the right tools to change this.
Awesome. How long? Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. The sigils are carved into the altar.
Yes, they're carved into the base of the altar, which is Strustrom has used a fountain as the altar.
Okay. I want to go over to where the incorrect sigil was carved in, and can I, since it was carved in there, can I cast mending on that and like erase that sigil?
Interesting.
Yes.
I don't know how magical it is, or how. I guess it would depend on how it was done, but
No, I'm okay with that. That sounds like a good plan. And so, as you begin to speak some words of magic, Strustrom will stop and notice what you're doing. And she
I'm only doing this to help. I'm just eliminating a step.
Screw your
for us.
altar.
She sighs a sigh of relief. And then on Roll20, I've moved you all over to a map of kind of the area here of what we're looking at.
Okay.
Awesome.
You need stuff to carve out the symbol? Because I got some stuff that might help.
So
Do we need to
statue in the
redo
center
the whole
is
statue?
No,
the
you'll
statue
just
in the
need
center is of the mother, yeah, and then there's three sigils that kind of create a triangle.
Right, and then the one that you recognize that was out of place is that of Lydiana, and I would picture that here on the bottom right of the fountain as you look at it, and so you're
right
able
over here
to
next
change
to it.
that if need be. You would have the tools for it, and Strustrom also is, at your side to work on it. You have a solution for this. It'll just take a little bit of time to get it done, it seems.
Okay, and we have a picture of the correct sigil in that book, correct?
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I took some notes once we finished. When we got out of the stone, I took notes on what we did, and that's what actually allowed us to kind of solidify that ritual that we learned. The three of us need to cast together. The three of us together can recast that teleportation circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
does the carvings need to be precise?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Silverado, you're probably the best at stone carving and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. You work on gems, and that's the closest thing we have.
Do I have a chisel or something that would work on stone?
Strustrom
well,
does,
I mean, we can ask. Yeah,
she would lend her tools to you.
Unless Strustrom or Dunlop, if any of you happen to be expert stone carvers.
Dunlop says, "Take it, Silverado," and then Silverado, will you make
Oh,
a tinkering
guidance
check of sorts? What should we use for that? Like,
well, if it's carving,
it's like a dexterity hand-eye, is it?
It could be sleight of hand. It could be dex related for sure,
that's
or
where
just
my
straight
mind went. So let's
or
go
straight
with that.
dex.
Totally.
So a sleight of hand then.
This would be a good time to use guidance.
Yeah, trust me.
Sorry. Okay, cool. Sorry.
Well, we got an infinite redos with Vincent here. All right, here we go.
That's fair.
That's true. Yeah.
Here we go, everybody.
I pick up the piece that he broke off.
He rolled a
Sorry.
natural. He rolled a natural one, folks. For those listening at home,
Dunlop steps in. Oh, Silverado, you must seem very tired. Let me take a crack at this.
All right.
And
Please don't take any more cracks at it.
I slap him on the back and give him guidance. Better you than me.
And Dunlop will begin to chip away here and ask for your symbol that he is supposed to be carving here,
Yeah.
Eric.
yeah. So I'll go up with him and I'll have my notes out with the drawings that we took.
Okay. As Dunlop, chisels away here, trying to get this ritual done in time, or prepared in time, Strusom says to you, Eric, I will have you know, I think it is a good idea, but now you have me doubting myself. I intend to join Miss Hawkins and grant my blessing to the stone. This community cherishes and respects their Azessa, but it is beholden to Lydiana. She has always shown us the way through the underworld, leading us to riches, knowledge, prosperity. She is the mother of our ambition, if you will allow me to draw the comparison. And she explains, I am not so powerful as Miss Hawkins, so I am not able to copy myself in the way that she did. So I do not intend to return. I have traveled this world for many years, and this is what is next for me. I am ready for what is next.
Well then, how do we feel?
I admire your dedication to this cause. However, I feel that Lydiana's her power is not called here. This is the power, the trio that is at work in these stones at the moment. I feel like you should. I feel like your skills are much better served in our world.
Have you not
serving
heard
Dunlop.
of clerics sharing the power of a stone?
I have not.
She
Although
seems to take all this in and kind of
I take out my
considering this.
I take out a bottle and I start sipping from it like, oh boy, what's going on now?
However, the only thing I'm thinking is that there was a time when we were pulled into the stone and there was another force fighting Miss Hawkins.
That was an evil force, though.
Yeah, but why would one not come back? Having two good forces inside, that may not be a bad thing.
Well,
But I fear that
I have read of it, but the texts are very rare and unconfirmed, so I do not know. But it was my plan to join her. She would be the bedrock of the stone and grant it its order, but I would grant us the power to the community to delve deep, and I would, well, I don't know, because I'm not totally sure how they work, but my understanding is she would grant the boon of community, and perhaps I would grant a boon of prosperity.
where did this idea come to you from?
Well, let me show you. And she begins looking through the scroll, and I am not recalling if it was in text that I gave to you or a conversation that Vincent had with somebody, where it speaks of. Sorry, I'll try to pull up that resource real quick. Where it speaks of different clerics or different powers sharing power of the Chaos Stone.
I believe that was a conversation that I had elsewhere.
I lean over to Vincent and I pull out a little piece of bread and I take a bite of it and I hand some to him like, this is getting interesting.
I take it.
Let the holy people duke it out.
Yeah, seriously.
I know this seems or maybe over the top. Can I do an insight check on her? Originally when we went into this, there was a cleric of Respitung trying to enter the stone.
Uh-huh.
And that was the taint that was originally on it that Joffrey had removed, which purified And he did the same ritual on the hammer, I believe, right, to purify it.
We purified the stone, but he purified the hammer.
Sorry, that's what I'm thinking.
Let's go in there and
part of
lady.
Part of me is worrying that she may not.
As you're concerned here, she begins to show you her documents, and they seem to trigger your memory, and you've read the same thing, and they happen to be here. I gave you guys like a lot of stories on them here, but one of them is under Anchors of Gira, and so you'll recall as she shows you her texts, you have these texts as well, and you have read these as you all have traveled. But it says that Therazessa uses the Chaos Stones as part of her everlasting ritual that holds Gira together. Her world chains are anchored to these stones. The anchor stones of each region are blessed by the Mother. They may also be blessed by a cleric of another deity, in which case power is shared, and a blend of the two powers is made manifest throughout the region. So she shows you the text that she has, and it says that
I do remember reading about this.
You also have that scroll.
I do remember reading this.
A rare piece of knowledge.
I'd say go for it.
You know what? After if you truly feel that this is your calling, it's just a shame to see someone go away. I support you in this. I mean, being with the mother is a blessing, and this is the kind of a serving Lydiana as any cleric would have wanted to. I'm serving the Mother in a distant way, and who am I to hold you back from serving Lydiana in your way?
Well, I'm glad we could come to this understanding. I thought it would be best, but you had me second guessing myself.
Sorry, I ever made you second guess, because I wouldn't want another person of the faith to try and make me doubt my allegiance.
Well, you have caught one error already, so it is probably for the best.
Hey, Vincent.
What's up?
I'd be if this lady doesn't want to live in that stone after like a couple years, I'm down to come back and get her out of there.
Well, I was gonna say if something happened and we needed to, we could always go and get her.
Maybe extraction team. Be like, hey, your vacation's over. Go back to the material realm with us. Come on.
I suppose that would depend on what kind of effect her blessing has on the stone.
If it's bad, we immediately go in and like, oh god, get out.
Yeah. Because if she's seeking prosperity, if her blessing brings prosperity to the land, and then we go out there and pull her out, what happens to the people here. So but no, I'm totally down if we need to. Yeah. We'll dive in.
Anyway. Let's make the holy ritual happen. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So Dunlop
let's get our god on.
Dunlop has corrected this error and done a pretty decent job of scribing a new glyph. Luckily, he's a master craftsman, master blacksmith.
And he had some guidance.
Indeed, he did, and some good heroes at hand too.
Shout at him while he works.
Strustrom explains, I believe a certain amount of chaos will manifest. That is why we had Mrs. Hawkins bless the stone. She is the most powerful cleric in the region. The more powerful the cleric, the more control there will be of the energy that is manifesting, the energy that is released.
We're to expect something to come out once we complete this procedure.
She says, yes, according to the text, there may be negative manifestations of our intention. Hopefully, they would be dwarfed by the positive. And so the altar is before you. And Eric, you carry the Chaos Stone. The first light of the Golden Dragon comes through this icy prism and lights up the chamber that you stand in, the chamber of ice that has been carved out of the glacier. And the frozen fountain is before you. Therazessa is depicted as a mermaid with her hand outstretched, again, almost ready to receive this Chaos Stone from you.
I limber up.
First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold on to my symbol of Therazessa, close my eyes and focus in, and put a protection from evil and good spell on myself. and it'll what this will do is it'll protect me against any sort of elementals, fae, fiends, undead, celestials, aberrations, anything like that. They basically won't be able to touch me or try and possess me or anything like that. So I'm expecting something otherworldly to come once from the chaos that we're about to release.
Okay.
And then after I do that, I will. Sorry, I know there's more to the ritual than just that we've learned about, other than just placing the stone.
I'm not sure that there is.
Oh, maybe there. Okay, maybe there is. Maybe
But
I think I'm thinking of the ritual to get out of the chaos stone originally.
Just don't.
With that, I will kind of reach into my bag, and kind of doing this without looking in, because we had it wrapped. Remove it from its wrapping, and then it's kind of about the size of my fist, right? It's about like I'd be able to palm it so that I couldn't actually. Is it about that? Okay.
Yeah, we got like
So
a small bowling ball size.
Okay. So I reach in my hand in and palm it to the point so that I can't actually, like, I would see the top of my hand mostly, and
Hey,
then
Silverado, you want to be ready for an ambush in case we need to?
I'm limbering up, aren't I?
Good point. I'm going to cast invisibility, and I'm doing it at 3rd level, so I'm going to cast it on myself and Silverado.
Oh, yes.
Says, Eric, when you place the stone on the altar, I will go therein. You will be the only
Okay.
cleric here.
That's
You
fine.
must watch the stone.
Before I do this, I just wanted to say thank you for your service, and I hope to hopefully I can see you again sometime.
If all goes well, we will see each other soon, but in a different way.
Absolutely.
And
And with that, I will. Sorry.
that's okay. Take the lead.
I kind of like not looking at the stone, just kind of knowing where my hand is in my periphery. And I place it in the mother's hands in the statue.
As you place the chaos orb on the altar, the light of Shografli seems to almost focus itself on the orb, and you feel a great warmth surge over you, and the cavern around you begins to melt. But the water doesn't seem to drip down from the ceiling. Instead, it seems almost to be pulled up into the glacier, or away from you towards the exit along the ceiling, and seems to be being drawn upward.
Wow.
And
That's
A bunch of people
unusual.
just see water just going up into the sky.
and as this happens, you see that some of this water begins to take the form of a vague humanoid figure, and that is where we will end the adventure for this evening, and we will pick it up again next week. GG's everybody, and the adventure continues.
It's a
Can't
battle.
wait for
You're gonna leave it hanging. All right.
I can't wait for Monday, man.